So, are you excited?
As one could be tired.
Yes, it is early for you. Yeah, I didn't sleep super well either. But I'm excited to go. I think it's going to be a lot of fun today. Hello and welcome. We are on our way to Tombstone, Arizona. Me and Rob, as you know, have gone a few times, but this is going to be the first time for Josh. It is March of 2026, and so we're really excited to see what Josh thinks. So Josh, what are you most excited about to go to Tombstone?
I'll be honest, it's probably just more to see the historical buildings and whatnot. Maybe see the museums and whatnot. Shows will be fun, don't get me wrong, but I'm more just there to see the town more than anything else, I suppose.
Okay. Do you think it is going to be a lot like the Tombstone movie that we recently rewatched?
Probably more so than I expect. Because in my head, I'm picturing kind of a more modern town, almost like the one you see in Eureka. But from what Dad described, they tried to rustify it in a sense. So it's probably going to be somewhere in the middle.
What do you think is going to be the coolest thing you're going to see? If you had to guess, what do you think?
I imagine there's probably going to be some portion where that shows how some of the guns they use then. Like I said, knowing myself, I like guns. Like half the time when I'm playing Red Dead, I'm just browsing the guns, seeing all the different stuff they do with it.
Cool.
Okay. So we're on our way. We'll see you when we arrive.
Is this more what you had in mind?
Yes and no. What I had in mind when I saw the town in the movie, but again, I was expecting something a little more like Eureka's Main Street for the modern day. The flags are about what I was expecting, though.
So, I didn't think about it. This, I believe, has a map and it tells you what everything is.
Oh, really?
That gives you all the OK Corral hoedown.
So now you've been in actual Tombstone for a bit. Thoughts?
Weirdly reminiscent of my time at Knott's Berry's farm. What little I can remember of that.
Okay. I can definitely see that. I can definitely see it.
Yes.
Now, with all that safety talk out of the way, who here has a cell phone to film today? Put in the air for me. Keep those things on quiet. Chuck them over the wall, they make a lot of noise. Now, who here has small children to film today? Want to throw them in the air for me? If they get to tell you, we're not bad enough. Point that thing at me.
Quit trying to rope me in, Tom, because guess what?
Now what?
This gun, it's not even loaded.
Why would you do that? I wouldn't do that to you.
What are you so scared of? I'd never point a
Okay, Josh, we just saw the OK Corral shootout reenactment. Thoughts?
Definitely a lot more comedic than I was expecting. I was expecting it to I was expecting it to be a lot more dramatic than it was.
Yeah.
But overall, it was interesting. I definitely enjoyed it.
So being that, like, okay, right there is where it really happened. You just saw every night when we watched the movie. Does it seem more or less real to you right now?
I mean, the show made it feel a little less real than the actual movie, but I mean, being here, I mean, it's kind of hard to deny that it happened.
So, did you enjoy the show? Then? Like,
Yes.
It was good.
Yes.
And what did you? This is your second time seeing it. What do you think?
I enjoyed it more this time because we were in the shade. I think last time we were in the sun.
Yes, we were.
But no, it's fun. It does basically the story from the movie. But they do add a little comedy in there to make it entertaining for everybody. So.
Yeah.
So, we watched the movie, and when the Earps got to town, remember Wyatt goes into a bar and starts slapping some guy around, throws him out?
Yeah.
It's right there.
That's the. Okay.
Okay, Josh, what are you doing?
I'm playing Red Dead Redemption and Tombstone because Cowboy Game, Cowboy Town.
And where are we?
We are in Longhorn Saloon in Tombstone, Arizona, because they've got yummy food.
So what do you think of the restaurant so far?
It's actually really cool. I thought it was a little small at first. I didn't realize there was a whole second room over here. But just like literally, even the freaking menus have a little bit history on the back of them. Like I didn't know that freaking Morgan was like, was it Morgan? No, Virgil. Wait, Virgil was shot? I thought Morgan was the one who shot.
They both got shot. One of them died.
Oh.
Okay, Josh, so what did you think of your food?
It was pretty good. The fries are actually way better than I was expecting. The cheese was actually pretty good. Overall, I rather enjoyed it. Oh, F-stop, Batman.
So they have these little signs that tell you
Historical location 22 and 26. Apparently, within 2 years, there was 2 killings in this exact spot. Because on the old, like I'm talking like 1700 style printing press, they would separate the 2 different styles of lettering and whatnot between a lowercase, where they would have the small letters and whatnot, and then capital letters would be in the higher uppercase.
I like actually the Alaska Gold Rush or Klondike. It's a noisy floor.
It's kind of alien to me.
What's alien?
Seeing them use phrases like 6-shooters and whatnot.
So, okay, fair enough. What do you mean by alien, though? Like, you're not used to those terms?
I'm not hearing them used in like actual like official proceeding. Like this is in the case of like a court proceeding and whatnot. Yeah. Yeah. I saw him have a 6-shooter on him and whatnot. Just like.
That's his house. It's where he lived. See if you see a ghost. I didn't see a ghost.
You guys have any questions on our hole in the ground?
Do you have any questions about the hole in the ground? Does it really go down to a mine?
Yes, it does. It used to go down 30 feet, but unfortunately, due to teenagers in the area, we have to go first. We're sneaking in from the silver mines down below us. It's down here was the original wine saloon, so they invited themselves at our bar and stole the liquor and they snuck back out. And I believe it was on their 3rd trip that the owners caught them. The owners were telling me that they were taken care of. I'm not sure what that means. I don't know if I want to know, but
So might be more ghosts down there
Yes.
of teenagers who were drunk.
I wonder, I mean, who wouldn't stay here, right? So they kept that in. We actually have a photo right there, right before they kept it in back in 1978.
Oh wow.
So it's now 8 feet, not as cool as it used to be, but still pretty cool.
No, it's that was my only question is if it really still went down there.
It's not anymore, it's packed in with, dirt and concrete.
So a lot of these guys did try and find sneaky ways of getting to those mines.
As one does.
We have, like me and Dad think the Dutchman was stealing from the Vulture City mines. Looks like the Swamper was stealing from some, probably the one behind us, the Good Enough mine. So, but I did think it was interesting, huh? The Good Enough mine, you can take a tour of it. It's right back this way.
Huh.
We even
I thought the only mine in the area was the one that the town was named after.
No, actually, the other people did strike it rich out here.
Oh yeah.
Now, I didn't know until this time that they capped it off. It is now only 8 feet deep. It doesn't go all the way down anymore. That was
Because
interesting. Teenagers. It was the 70s. You ready?
Whatever. These were a very particularly fun part of gun history.
Impressive?
Yeah. It's definitely more than I was expecting, honestly. Nice, though.
Big rose bush?
Thing's a monster.
Yeah, you can't really appreciate it from underneath. I mean, it's impressive to be like, wow, that's really wide.
So how you doing, baby?
It's warm. I was reading the sign. It did come over from Scotland. So I think I do want a picture of me and Josh by the trunk. Huh. Oh, yeah.
Now, folks, this partition wall here was at an end, as well as electricity, but otherwise the building remains as original as possible, all the way down to the creaky floorboards. For example, we're right here in the front of the bar inside of that porthole is lodged a 45 caliber slug. You can see the flashlight. Straight up from there, between this chandelier fan is a 32. Then if
Don't know if it's lost on you if you get an 80 thought at all right now, but Hi. You and Doc Holly have now stood on literally the same floor.
This is where the longest poker game happened.
Hey, guys, this game's been going on for like a decade. Can we go home?
Okay, Josh, so we were just in the birdcage, which is probably, as I explained to you, the most authentic building here. What'd you think?
Well, there were portions of it that were really cool. There's portions of it that were really awkward.
Like, such as, give me an awkward part.
Well, walking past the rooms where you'd sleep with hookers with my mother next to me.
All right, fair enough. That would be pretty awkward. I've never had that particular experience. You got one up on me now. So, what do you think was the coolest thing in there?
I mean, besides defaulting to the firearms, probably just the actual...
You love like firearms, you myself.
Well, yes, that's kind of my default answer to everything at this point. It's like, what was cool? I saw guns.
Gotcha. Okay. So other than the fire, we'll get back to the firearms here in a second. Other than that, what was the coolest thing?
Probably just the gambling tables and all that. Like, I actually got to see the dealing boxes and all that.
Yeah.
It seems minute, but I like learning things. Like, this always kind of been my thing. So I'm sitting there like reading the plaques, whatever. I got to read like how they use the blackjack box, or whatever. I read how it was an honest blackjack box or whatever, rather than one of the ones that would use to cheat. They actually described how they would cheat the people and all that. There's a strange abacus device they would use to actually keep track of the count of the cards and all that, which feels counterintuitive because they don't want people to be able to count the cards, but they gave a tool to count the cards. It's weird,
Well, I think
but
the person who would count the cards would be the dealer. So
Yes,
that way the
but-
house wins.
yes, but I presume that abacus would be visible on the table.
So, as far as like being in this authentic building here, did this building feel different than the other buildings?
Very dim, I will note. It was a very dark building. Like, I just question how anyone would be able to see anything back then.
Do you think that adds to why people think this building might be haunted? That it's just naturally dark in there and kind of maybe...
Probably. As us modern folk are used to very bright fluorescent lights everywhere, where there's no such thing as a shadow. No, even better. Do you see that thing at the bottom there?
Uh-huh.
How do you think you load this?
You flip it out and you load them in?
No. This is one of the older style.
So this is Emmett Nunley. He died in 1946. He actually is the one that did most of the restoration of the cemetery, and his dying wish was to be buried here at Boot Hill. So this was the very last grave to be filled here in 1946, long after they no longer used Boot Hill. So I thought that was really kind of cool. He was born in 1884, and I believe he was the gentleman that came and saw what a disarray it was and was unhappy, so he mounted the effort to restore Boot Hill.
I mean, it's fascinating, but at the same time, like... Oh, a long time ago, the idea was people would be laid to rest here. Hard to rest with tourists like us yapping above them.
This is the grave of a Quan Ki. Quan, who ran the Can Can restaurant in the 1800s, was first buried in a pauper's grave. His friends had his body moved and laid to rest in Boot Hill besides the friends he knew in life.
Ironically enough, he has a better grave than China Mary herself, who supposedly had the most fancy funeral ever.
They liked him. She was extorting everybody. Yeah.
Are these their real names or what they meant by?
Yes.
So this is Miss Ah Lum, or as the town knew, China Mary. She was the one who basically controlled all of Hoptown, which is where the Chinese people lived. They believed that she was part of the Tong and came here, and that's why she would make arrangements for when they need to hire a Chinese person, she would decide who got picked, and that person would then give her 2 years or a percentage of 2 years of their wages. So she had a opium den under her house, and she also ran a Asian bordello. So if they were looking for something a little more unique, they would come see her. So yes, she doesn't seem to have as nice a grave as Quan Ki, but it might be because she was charging everybody.
All right, Josh, so we just finished with Boot Hill Cemetery. Thoughts?
Confusing. Very, very glib. Weird to just be trouncing about a bunch of tombs, essentially. Well, tombs would be a little more ornate. Graves. I mean, these are actually dead men that we're just traipsing around yapping over. Seems a little overly glib, in my opinion. But at the same time, there's just different qualities of the different graves and whatnot. There's some that they look genuinely hundreds of years old, and it's kind of hard to make out what the names are saying. There's others that are lacquered wood that look like they were put up yesterday. And it's just weird. Not to mention some of the names on them. Like, there was one that was just 2 Chinamen.
That died of leprosy.
Yeah, I just like, care to elaborate? Maybe tell us their names?
So this morning, you said that you thought the coolest thing you're going to see was going to be firearms. Were you right?
Generally, but I'm a little neurotic about them.
So, what was the thing that surprised you most about Tombstone?
How normal it is. Aside, well, 2 things. One, it's just very normal. I expect it to be a lot more tourist trappy. I mean, don't get me wrong, it is. You can't go 5 feet without seeing, like, people hawking their wares basically at you. But generally speaking, like, it feels like just a town you can just live your life in normally. But at the same time, I hadn't been to Knott's Berries Farm in years. I'm suddenly remembering some vivid memories of being in the Knott's Berries Farm, just being here.
And so, did you enjoy it?
Yeah.
Do you think it's worth it? Should people come visit?
No, I mean, for a day trip, it really doesn't hurt. There's plenty of stuff to do, so long as you're at least curious about the history.
And would you be interested in coming back yourself?
Probably. My intention, though, is if I can get my friend from California out here who loves cowboys probably more than me. He'd probably get a hoot out of this place.
Well, very cool. I'm glad you came with us and we had a great time.
Yes, I'm very glad. So, hello, we have made it through Boot Hill. We've made it back to the air conditioning car, and we are heading back to Phoenix. So, me and Josh, did you have a good time? Rob, did you have a good time? So we're really grateful you came along. I hope you enjoyed Tombstone as much as we did, and we'll see you the next time we're out and about. Bye.